welcome to Review the Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2015 version of the Nitecore P12. But really quick, before we get into it, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click this button right up here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep up to date on the latest videos. Click this one right up here to follow me on Facebook. I post various pictures and short clips there. And if you have any questions about the details of the light or its performance after I finish all of the testing, I will be posting the full review of the P12 in this link here that I'll put in the description. So be sure and click on that if you got any questions. Alright, so the P12 is this is the new 2015 version of the older P12. It's one of my favorite lights by Nitecore. One of the ones that I'm surprised isn't more popular. So I'm glad that they made a 2015 version, because this is another shot, I think, for people to get excited about it and see how great of a light this is, because I really appreciated the previous version. So the 2015 version, obviously you can see here, claims 1,000 lumens. It's pretty impressive. It uses the Cree XML2 emitter. And really quick here, I won't read the whole box for you, but if you want to see any of these sides of the box or specifications, feel free to pause the video. Alright, so I'll go ahead and open it up. Inside we've got Nitecore's kind of standard motive packaging here. In the blister pack we have the warranty card. And we've got the user manual. I'll set that aside for me to reference as I do this and hopefully miss as few things as possible about the operation of the light. And we've got the holster, and in here we have, I'll just take it out so you can see it better because it's kind of cluttered in there. We've got the lanyard. Where did that go? Spare switch cover, spare O-ring, another spare O-ring is in there, and the clip. So I'll put these back. And those rubber parts will wear out if you use the light very much eventually, so they send you some extras. And then obviously the light itself. So I'll show you how the accessories look on it really quick. The clips on right here, and you can clip it either direction, but this direction seems to make the most sense to me. Head down with the design of the light. So it's a pretty solid clip. You can see the design of it there. That's how it looks. It takes a decent amount of force, but not too much, to slide on and off, so it's unlikely to unclip itself in your pocket, but you can get it on and off fairly easily with just your hands. So I'll also show you how it fits in its holster. It does fit in there with the clip on. There you go, it's pretty snug. And you can see that standard holster the Nitecore uses. Got the little Nitecore tag, the Velcro flap for the light. On the back we've got this hook, this clip you can hook something onto there. You can use the Velcro flap or the sewn-in flap to attach the holster to whatever you want to carry it with. So that's the holster. Alright, and next we will take a look at comparing the P12 to its some of the previous versions. So the P12 2015 version is, let's see, the next step after the previous P12. So looks to me like the dimensions of the light all appear to be the same. You can see they both have the P12 logo right there, and on the other side the Nitecore logo. Looks like all the design features. The switch looks the same to me, both switches, and the head looks to be the same. So it looks like the new version of the P12 is pretty much the same body as the previous P12, just the upgraded XML2 emitter, the higher brightness, higher efficiency. Now also I have this other light thrown in here. This is the EC20 I did a previous review on also. Because it's so similar to the P12, I threw it in here. You can see obviously the body design is pretty similar, except the EC20 is a little bit shorter. It doesn't have the tail switch, it's just controlled completely by the side switch. But the form factor is very similar. The output between the P12 and the EC20 was very similar. Even the output and graphs were almost identical. There was just a small difference in those. So the EC20 is a very similar light. If you're interested in the P12 but want something a little bit shorter, a little bit simpler, the EC20 is very similar to the P12 series. But alright, we'll get these old ones out of the way and focus on the new one. So the 2015 version, like the box said, claims 1,000 lumens. I'll be checking that in the full review. Almost forgot to mention here, there's also a grip ring accessory that I didn't mention before. It goes on right there on the tail like that. And this screws on and off. So if you like the extra grip, it comes with the grip ring accessory, which is a nice feature. I don't use it that often because I mostly have the light in my pocket and find the grip ring gets in the way. But while we've got it open, we'll check out the tail. Start from the back this time. The spring there makes connection with the negative terminal of the battery, and there's also at the other end, it's not a spring, but you can kind of see it. That little pad makes connection with the positive battery terminal. You can't see it real well. Actually, here. You can if I open up the body also. The P12 comes apart in both places there, obviously. So here you can see a good view. This is Nitecore's, one of their ways of doing a mechanical a mechanical reverse polarity protection. So the way that works is if your battery doesn't have a button top, then it's going to be prevented from making an electrical connection with that pad, that small plastic ring around it there. So you need a button top battery, and if you happen to insert the battery backwards, it'll just be flat and it won't make connection with that pad. So that protects your battery and your flashlight from being damaged if you put the battery in backwards. But like I said, you do need the button top battery. It needs to be at least slightly raised on the positive terminal for this to work. Some 18650 batteries don't have that. So we'll take a look at the threads here. You can see they appear to be kind of, you might be able to see that better than me. It looks like they are pretty much square cut, maybe not quite square, but they are anodized, lubricated. They have the O-ring there. Here on this end, they're pretty obviously triangular cut. They're good looking threads. They should hold up pretty well to use for quite a long time. And there are spare O-rings when those O-rings wear out. There's spare O-rings in the accessories, so you have that, which is always great. So now look at the externals of the light. The emitter you can see here, like I mentioned, is the XML2 emitter. It's a fairly floody emitter. This is a small reflector. It's a little bit deeper than other reflectors its size, so the emitter sits somewhere right around down here. So it's fairly deep for its size, and it is a smooth reflector, so it's not going to be completely just flood, but it is going to be a fairly floody beam from such a small reflector in there. The head, you can see, has the warning that it's going to get hot. With 1,000 lumens from this small of a package, it will get warm in the head fairly quickly. I'm guessing that the runtime is going to show that they force a drop down after a short period of time to protect everything from getting overheated. You can see these heat dissipation fins here. These help increase the surface area of the light and move the heat out away from the emitter and into the air. That's a great feature. Here you can see the switch that says mode on it. This controls the mode of the light, and the rear switch here turns the light on and off. You can see the body has this sort of flat sections here to help you get a grip when you are opening and closing the light. It's got some knurling there. It also increases the grip. The P12 logo, or excuse me, the P12 model number and the Nitecore logo. The clip, a little bit more knurling. And here at the end you can see that the tail cap is kind of protecting the switch, so it's not very likely that the switch is going to get bumped on accident, but you still can get your thumb around it without too much discomfort. And also, these grooves cut in here, good for attaching the lanyard. So, to turn the P12 on and off, you use the rear switch. If you press down on it about halfway, you get momentary on, and if you click it into position, it will stay on until you click it again. So, pretty standard rear switch there. And then the side switch doesn't do anything unless the light's on. So this is a switch that's more likely to get bumped in your pocket or something, and it doesn't do anything unless the light's already on. That's a good feature. So when you turn the light on, you can cycle through the available modes using the side switch. So you see the 4 modes there. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's a nice, just pretty simple feature. If you hold down on the side switch, you get to the strobe mode. Now let's see, I believe the way to see, it will show you the battery voltage or manual. Let me see if I can do this without checking the manual. I believe you hold down on the mode switch and then click the rear switch, but I could be wrong. There we go. When the light's off, yeah. So that pattern of blue light underneath the switch. It did 4 and then a pause and then 2. It telling me my battery's at 4.2 volts. So again, you do that just by holding down on the mode switch and then clicking the rear switch. It gives you the battery voltage, so that's a great feature also. Really quick, one more time. Obviously, we're in mode memory. They remember the strobe mode. So whatever mode you leave it in, it remembers until you turn it on the next time. And we will now take it outside and give it a shot in the dark. All right, welcome back to Review the Light. We've got the new Nitecore P12 2015 edition here in the backyard. We'll fire it up and see how it does. So here we are. Whatever mode I used last is what I get when I click it on. Looks like I was in the highest mode. I'm here back in the lowest. So here's mode number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see my pal Hercules there chewing his bone in the field of view, so you can see what a dog looks like when you're using the flashlight. You can tell the hotspot on here. I'll go to one of the medium modes so you can see it a little bit better. So here you can tell the hotspot is pretty large. It definitely has a hotspot, but it's a pretty large one and it has a smooth transition out into the flood region. And the total field of view of the light is fairly narrow, not the narrowest that I've seen, but it's a very narrow field of view. So a little bit more of a designed for floody, up close work, but not in a huge field of view. So kind of, I would say, maybe a medium range light. We'll see how it does when I take it for a walk later. I'll pan around a little bit so you can see here. We'll go back up to the brightest setting. There's a nearby tree. Far away tree I can see really well. The large size of the spot at that distance is just about perfect. I can see anything in the tree, there's plenty of light on it. And the spot's large enough that I'm getting a good field of view with a lot of light in that area. So putting out a lot of light, I believe 1,000 lumens is what they've claimed. I'll be measuring that. I can believe it just by looking at it. This is quite a bit of light. So the lowest, obviously, I'm not sure if you can make that out there, but it's a lot dimmer. I can make out enough to walk around up close. But then, obviously, I have lots of modes to choose from here, whatever is appropriate for my situation. So then if I hold down on the button, here's the strobe. Hold down again. We've got the SOS mode. And if I hold down again, the beacon mode. And I'll just run through the regular modes one more time. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, thanks for watching us here on Review the Light. If you like this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up and follow me on YouTube here, follow me on Facebook over here, and check out the link to the full review if you've got any more questions or want to see all the great details on all the tests that I've run. So thanks and have a great night.